The house was silent at 2:07 a.m., silent enough to hear breath tremble. I wasn't asleep. Cops don't sleep deeply. We hover between dreams and threat assessment. That's when I heard it. A whisper. Cracked, desperate. I can't do this anymore. He's starting to notice. Her voice. From downstairs, I moved without sound. Years in homicide teach you how to exist between floorboards. The hallway light carved thin lines across the walls. I saw her in the kitchen, back turned, phone pressed to her ear like a confession. I told you. It was postpartum psychosis. He believed it. He had to. Silence. Then softer, almost pleading. You promised you'd fix this. My stomach didn't drop. It hardened. Psychosis. That word again. She'd used it when she'd screamed at me 3 months after our daughter was born. When she'd shattered plates. When she'd accused me of poisoning her vitamins. Doctors said hormones, trauma, sleep deprivation. I believed her. Because I loved her. Because I wanted to. But at 2 a.m., lies breathed differently. I stepped back before she could turn around. She ended the call. The house went quiet again. But something inside me didn't. And my instincts, the same ones that catch killers when they blink wrong, whispered, textbook lie. In the morning, she made pancakes. Smiled too much. Kissed our daughter's forehead. Her eyes were red. Not from crying, from calculation. I didn't sleep well, she said lightly. I nodded. I heard you downstairs. A pause, almost imperceptible. I get panic attacks at night, she replied. Residual postpartum issues. You know that. I did know, or I thought I did. Postpartum psychosis is rare. Extreme. It doesn't fade quietly into midnight phone calls. It erupts, it hospitalizes, it scars. She'd refused treatment back then. Said she was ashamed. Said I wouldn't understand her pain. That part was true. I didn't understand. But I understood deception. Later that day, while she showered, I glanced at her phone. Not frantically, not like a jealous husband, like a detective reviewing evidence. No obvious messages. No suspicious names. Too clean. Clean is suspicious. Her call log showed one unsaved number at 2:03 a.m. 3 minutes. I memorized it. When she came downstairs wrapped in a towel, she looked almost fragile. You've been distant, she said softly. Because distance is what liars feel when they lose control. I touched her hand. I'm just tired. That part wasn't a lie. I didn't confront her. Confrontation is for amateurs. Instead, I requested call records through a friend at Telecom, quietly, off the books. The number she called, registered to a prepaid device, activated 6 months ago. On the third night, he showed up. Mid-30s, casual jacket, nervous posture. He checked his phone constantly. At 2:02 a.m., his screen lit up. 6 months. Our daughter was 9 months old. The timing aligned like a fingerprint. I ran the number through internal databases. Nothing criminal, but it pinged towers near a specific district, 20 minutes from our home. Industrial area, warehouses, a cafe that stays open late. I started working late shifts, or so she thought. Instead, I parked across from that cafe at 1:30 a.m. He answered, smiled, softened. My wife's name flashed on his face without him speaking it. I didn't need to hear words. Body language convicts better than confessions. The next week, I collected more. Bank transfers. Small amounts, hidden in grocery reimbursements. He wasn't a lover. He was a liability, and she was paying him. For silence, the narrative shifted in my mind. This wasn't about postpartum psychosis. This was about something far colder. The truth came in an envelope. DNA results. I hadn't wanted to go there. But instinct doesn't care about comfort. I swabbed my cheek. 2 weeks earlier, under the pretense of a routine test kit demo from work, I used a strand of our daughter's hair. I told myself I was paranoid, that I'd feel foolish afterward. The results didn't feel foolish. Probability of paternity, 0%. The paper didn't shake in my hand. I did. Just once. Then I folded it. That night at dinner, she talked about repainting the nursery. I placed the envelope on the table. She looked at it. Then at me. What's this? Open it. Silence stretched thin. Her eyes moved left to right. Once, twice. Her breathing changed. This isn't possible, she whispered. I studied her face the way I study suspects. Shock, yes, but not surprise. It is, I said calmly. Tears came instantly. It was one mistake, she choked. I was sick. I wasn't myself. I had postpartum psychosis. You never understood my pain. There it was. The script. The shield. I leaned back. No, I said quietly. Psychosis doesn't negotiate monthly payments. Her crying stopped. For a second. That second told me everything. I know about the man at the cafe, I continued. Her face drained of color. I know about the prepaid phone, the transfers, the timing. She stared at me like prey calculating escape routes. You were going to tell me, she said weakly. When? No answer. Just tears. Real ones now. I slid another document across the table. Divorce papers. Pre-signed. Custody petition attached. I filed this morning, I said. And I've already spoken to a lawyer about fraud and misrepresentation. Her mouth trembled. You can't take her from me. I looked at her carefully. She was never mine to begin with. That hurt her more than shouting ever could. I won't expose you publicly, I added. Not for revenge. For our daughter's sake. Our daughter, she echoed. I stood. You wanted me to believe you were broken. But you were just dishonest. She collapsed into the chair, crying, begging, but I was already gone. Emotionally, physically soon after. The house feels different now, quieter, honest. I still wake at 2 a.m., old habits. But there are no whispers anymore, only silence. People ask if I'm angry. I'm not. Anger is heat. This is ice. She tried to weaponize vulnerability, to hide betrayal behind diagnosis, to make my empathy her alibi. But instincts don't care about tears. They care about patterns. And hers were flawless, almost. I loved her once. That's the part that stings, not the infidelity, not the deception. The performance. I closed the last box in the hallway, locked the door. And for the first time in months, I don't feel suspicion. I feel clarity. Because the most dangerous lies aren't the loud ones whispered at 2 a.m. They're the ones that beg you to forgive them.